Good morning, everyone. This essay, I'd like to focus on the concept of having hope in an imperfect and fractured world. Some mornings the world feels like a cracked window pane. Light still gets through, but you can't ignore the fractures. You wake up, you pour your coffee, and the headlines arrive like a cold wind under the door. Another argument, another loss, another reminder that we're not as gentle with each other as we could be. We turn on the news stations and the politicians left and right are just bickering and bickering and bickering. It would be easy to let the fractures define everything. All these issues in the world, war and the environment and pandemic possibilities. But let's try to see the hope. I've learned something in these years of living, and over 60 years of living, loving, and grieving, trying again and again. The world is never just broken. It's also in the process of mending. We need to concentrate on the process of mending. I've come to believe that hope is not a feeling, but it's a posture, a way of standing in the world even when the world feels unsteady. It's the decision to keep your heart open when it should be easier to close it. It's the willingness to listen when you're tired, to forgive when you're hurt, to reach out when you'd rather retreat. Hope is the courage to stay completely human. And connection, the real connection, is what keeps us going. We find it in conversations that wander like country roads, unhurried and unplanned. We find it in the people who show up without needing to be asked. We find it in the stories we tell, the memories we carry, the rituals that anchor us. And even in grief, connection has a way of lighting a small candle in the dark. Sometimes that candle is enough to see the next step clearly. These conversations that we have that wind like country roads where people feel free to wander wherever they want. I think that juxtaposed with the business world where everything is logical, pre-planned. These conversations on the front porch with relatives, friends, glass of iced tea, sunny day, where the conversations don't fear going in places, rambling, wandering, unplanned dialogue, not highly structured. The world may be fractured, but fractures let the light in. That's a Leonard Cohen line. They remind us that we are not finished yet. They remind us that healing is not a single act, but a daily practice, a choice to keep landing in the fragile places with patience and care. Hope lives in the way we keep showing up for each other. Days are not perfect. We keep showing up, don't we? Connection lives in the way we refuse to let the world harden us as people. And maybe that's the quiet miracle of being alive right now. That even in a world that feels divided, we will reach for one another. We will still believe in the possibility of repair. We still trust that something good can grow in the cracks. And don't pretend to have the answers. I only know this: when I look up for hope, I can find it. I can find it many times. Focus on the hope. Fred Rogers once said, he was destroyed, and especially thinking about the children and what they felt after 9/11, and what he would tell the children and people he knows is to concentrate on the helpers. With every crisis, there are the helpers there. There's always the light to focus on. So focus on the light. That's my essay on finding hope in a fractured world. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. By the way, I'm taping this on Mother's Day, so a deep respect and love for mothers who care and raise their children with care and care about their families so very much. Over and out, Wisconsin and beyond.